micro to macro. Create the certainty at the macro level. The easiest way to create that certainty is with a decision. I am on the right path because if I wasn't, I would figure it out. How do I know? Because I won't stop until I do. Hi, I'm Jason Drees. Welcome to the Do the Impossible podcast. Don't forget to go to MondayMindsetReset.com to get the link to join me every Monday at 10 a.m. Central for a 20-minute mindset alignment. That call is free. I'll see you there. On today, I have a coaching session for you. This is a great session. I was talking to Steven today, and Steven was experiencing feeling out of alignment and stuck, and like he wasn't moving as fast as he was. He's been in the Mindset Academy for a while. He understands how to frame shift, but his frame shift wasn't working. Watch this coaching session here and how I redirect Steven into alignment with where he needs to frame shift so he can get moving again. Hey, Steven, how you doing? Good to connect with you today.
Great to connect, Jason. Thanks for having me.
What would you like coaching on today? What should we talk about?
So I would like coaching today because I'm feeling stuck and starting to feel like I'm having some doubt creeping up and just not feeling like I'm in flow, I guess, with my impossible target. And I just feel like there's some misalignment either with the process or with I'm having some resistance to my starting point. So I guess I'm looking for coaching today to kind of figure out where this misalignment or resistance coming from and help get back into alignment.
Well, great use of my language with alignment, resistance, starting point, impossible targets. Tell me more. You said you think I'm feeling stuck and I feel doubt creeping up with my impossible target, or I'm feeling resistance to the starting point. Like, what's going on?
Yeah. So basically, I joined the Mindset Academy back in July and have been diving in. And, now I have this impossible target and I feel great about it. Like every time I think about it, it fires me up. Every time I talk about it more, then I just feel this energy coming from this impossible target that I have. And, but it's been pushing me outside of my comfort zone a lot. So I guess basically to give a little bit more perspective, I'm currently in a W-2 job that, I don't fully hate it, but I don't love it. I don't truly enjoy it. Mm-hmm. But it's okay. But I came across real estate investing and Bigger Pockets and Brandon Turner back in 2018 and just loved everything I was learning about real estate investing, dove right in, started flipping. And then I realized flipping was a full-time job and I wasn't looking for two full-time jobs. So after a little over a year of flipping, then I started looking for something else and trying to find exactly what in real estate I was really passionate about and interested in. And I finally found mobile home parks and I thought, okay, this is really cool. I really like this for all the benefits. Yeah, let me go all in. And it was basically almost 2 years that I was going all in, looking at deals, talking to brokers, putting in offers, and was not having any success, following all the mentor steps. I had submitted 58 offers and didn't get a single one accepted. So I was like, I guess this isn't for me. And then right at that time, I came across your book, Do the Impossible, and joined Mindset Academy right after, and have just been diving into mindset. And I realized that wasn't exactly what I wanted. What I wanted was slightly different. I was really interested in RV parks and campgrounds, and really for a reason to help create like magical, memorable moments for other people to go visit amazing places and then stay at an amazing place and, have families together, people traveling and really just something that people will remember for the rest of their lives, and providing something that could give that impact. And I've just been lit up with this impossible target now, and I just love it. But I've always been the person to where it's like, anybody who knows me is, I put my head down and I do the work. Like, I get things done. People always say, if Steve gets an idea in his head, like, get out of the way. Like, it's already done. And I always thought, okay, that's, my superpower, I guess you could call it, or thing I'm good at, being a high or super high C and D disc profile. And I was like, okay, let me jump in, start planning this thing to death again, and blah, blah, blah. And then, I just kept running into these situations, like very weird situation, where I feel like you refer to, life was talking to me. And I was like, okay, I've planned this thing to death again, got the business plan, the vision all planned out to a T. And I was like, okay, so the only thing left to do is, start getting deals again, and analyzing them and going through that whole process. But as soon as I sat down to do that, my internet crashed, and it's never done that in 3 years. And I was like, that was weird. I'll look at it tomorrow. Same thing happened again, and there was no outages in my area. So I was like, okay, I think that's like life giving me a sign. And everything was telling me, I knew, like, when I'm doing the frame shifting, you need to be more open. You need to share more. You need to connect more with people. Mm-hmm. So I've been trying to do that, and been connecting with people through JDC. Mm-hmm. Weirdly enough, everyone I've connected with owns an RV or frequents an RV park, which mm-hmm. is something we never talked about beforehand. Mm-hmm. And the first person I connected with actually spit out my impossible target without me even telling him. And he, so I was like, okay, so I think life is telling me this is the path. Okay. So I had this idea just coming up over and over and over and over since joining the Mindset Academy, and having this impossible target was like, start a YouTube channel, start being seen, like, start sharing more. Mm-hmm. And so I started doing that, and it was going good at first, put out like 15 videos and started shared it with the JDC community, have gotten good feedback. And then since then, I don't know, I feel like everything's just grinded to a halt. And yeah, I guess that's where I'm at. Yeah.
So when did it grind to a halt?
I feel like that kind of happened before Christmas, before the holidays. Yeah, probably mid-December, towards the beginning of December, where it just kind of felt like things just kind of stopped. And I'm trying to frame shift, and I just feel like, when I'm trying to listen to what life's telling me again, it's just telling me just like rest, or get more sleep, or, mm-hmm. Call this person, family member or something like that. And, being a super high C, D disc profile person, I'm like, I don't get how this is like, moving me towards where I want to be. And as of lately, I just feel like I'm not really like hearing that inner voice, I guess, anymore, like life talking to me. And it's just, I guess that's where I'm at. And I'm just, and then starting to have some doubt creep up, like, can you do this? Like, is this what you're really supposed to do? Type of thought. But every time I come back to the target, I'm like, yes, I feel reinvigorated. But I don't know. I just feel like I'm not making any progress, I guess.
Okay. So thank you for sharing your situation. Mm. And holidays, a lot of things slow down over the holidays. So what's your question for me?
I guess my question is, like, this uncertainty now that I'm starting to feel like with the process, then I feel like I'm out of alignment. Honestly, what it's really coming down to is I don't know if really the starting point, my starting point. I guess this is where I'm really getting tripped up on is, how do you balance the desire to achieve more with enjoying the present and where you currently are? And it's like, if I'm not where I want to be, for me, it's really hard to wrap my head around like enjoying this, full out when I'm like, okay, this isn't where I'd like to be. This isn't, what makes me happy. This isn't what I truly enjoy. And now that like I have that target, then it's like, that's where you want to be. But
yeah, I'm a high DC. I'm a rocket. Life is telling me to slow down. It's giving me space. This morning I've been having the past 4 days, my wife has been telling me, she's a high S, life is telling me to be patient. Be patient. Isn't this also a weird New Year, right? Like this, usually New Year's filled with celebration and excitement.
Yeah.
But everybody's just like burnt out and Yeah. Do you feel that? So it's like, it's a radically different New Year. You're like, leave us alone, right? So, and this theme is coming up. I literally have had this conversation 4 times in the past, like 3 days. There's a big shift to like next year. It seems like there's a theme of like less, but more, right? You want more, but you want to do less.
Yeah.
So Stephen, you're on the right path. And part of the solution is creating the frame or the mindset that is that way. Part of creating stress in your new venture is learning how to operate in certainty that the success will happen. That's part of the process. So it's like the doubt creeping in is old patterns, but it's also an indicator that you're not on the right path or you're not in the right frame. It can be one of the two. And as entrepreneurs, we get focused a lot on the end result. I want to be here. I want to be here. I want to be here. And when I want to be here, it makes here not look so good. And right now, it's clear that life is telling you, be okay here.
Okay.
Would you agree?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I would say that. Yeah.
Because the living in the future doesn't work anymore. It's not working. It's not working for me either. It's not working for you. It's not working for a lot of people. So as entrepreneurs who love the future, so we live there, have to figure out how to live in the present. But if we look at the present is the key to the future. So even though we want to be here, the only way we're going to get there is by being here. So if you do have resistance to where you are, and I'm not hearing a lot of resistance to where you are. I'm hearing a lot of resistance to not knowing what to do next. Right? You want that path ironed out. You don't know, but you don't know. Life gives it to you one step at a time. And when you don't get it, that's when you need to create the frame that doesn't need it.
So what do you mean by that? Doesn't need it?
Well, the frame that you entered this call in was, I need to know what to do next. And if I don't know what to do next, I feel doubt. Or I'm on the wrong path. That was the frame, right?
Yeah.
So what's the right frame? What's a better frame?
That I know I'm on the right path and that this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
And what about not knowing the next step? What should that frame be?
That although I may not know the exact step, that life is always unfolding for my highest and greatest good.
Could you add something in there about savoring versus rushing?
I guess that's where I'm kind of coming back to being like a little bit stuck with like savoring, I guess, the present and like the here and now. It's a little bit, that's tougher for me. Like you mentioned, always with that entrepreneur mindset, always wanting to be there, but you're here.
Well, we like to solve problems as entrepreneurs, right? So the problem you've been fixated on is getting to a different destination in the future. What if you shifted your problem that you're trying to solve from trying to be somewhere else to trying to love where you are right now and literally architecting your present moment, so how you feel in your life right now is exactly how you want to be? What if you focused on that problem?
That sounds like a whole lot better of a problem to focus on.
Yeah, because it's the habits and consistent actions you take right now which will get you there. It's the taking the actions and questioning it constantly that stops the progress.
And that's what I feel like I've been doing a lot lately, especially over this last month, is really just questioning everything that I'm doing. And you know, like you said, like, you know, this path that I guess I'm going down now, you know, is not anyone that any mentor I've met or, you know, anyone doing what I do has spelled out. Or so I guess that's, you know, the super high planner in me, you know, in a little bit of resistance to that.
This is a path and not an answer you get today. What if it's a process of learning how to architect your present?
And how do I start that path? Is it just with frame shifting, or?
Well, you got to figure that out, right? I can't tell you how to live your life, but how do you want to feel every day? What kind of things?
Feel?
Yeah, how do you want to feel?
I want to feel great. I want to feel energized. I want to feel that things are moving in the right direction. You know, want to be, you know, happy with where I'm at, and yeah, not constantly, you know, always wanting or wishing something else, and you know, that unhappiness or, you know, second guessing where I'm going. You know, I want to enjoy life again. Basically, I almost feel like, you know, as great as, you know, reading Rich Dad Poor Dad, I feel like it set me into this crazy person, you know, chasing success, you know, and whatever that is, you know, that just turned into this crazy person, you know, for so long now, for so many years, that yeah, I feel like it's hard now trying to unwind and almost like come back to reality, like to the present, so that, you know, things don't feel like a blur again, or just, you know, me like missing out, or just time's just going by and not even really remembering it.
Yep. Yeah. But if we, you know, and what we can also do about the present is, besides feeling great and energized and pointed in the right direction, what if you already are in the place you want to be? Because while you may want to switch jobs and earn more money, that's fantastic that you have a desire to go after that. But if you are in resistance to where you are, you're slowing down movement, because there's a lack there. So if you could appreciate your life now for what it is, then it becomes expansion instead of fixing. And it actually helps change happen even faster. Do you think it'd be easier to find, let's say, for example, do you think it'd be easier to find great business investment opportunities if you loved your job or hated your job?
Oh, if you loved your job.
Because then you don't need it. There's detachment. And detachment from the end target makes it happen faster, because wanting is actually the lack of it. So if you're in constant wanting, you're constantly in the lack of it. So you're in the frequency of, I don't have what I want, so life gives you more references to validate you don't have what you want. That's how the law of attraction works. So you can start to focus on global frames. And think macro, not micro. Micro is, what step do I take next? I don't know. Mm-hmm. And you may have doubt there because you don't know. And unfortunately, as human beings, our focus can seep to everything else. So while there's doubt at the micro level, you end up having doubt at the macro level. This is where you want to be very conscious and frame shift. Hey, I am going to find an opportunity to make more money. Absolutely. I'm going to enjoy it. It may be a mobile home park. It may be an RV park. I don't know which one, but I am going to make more money. I am eventually going to leave this job. And I'm not going to leave this job when I've got enough money to scrape by. I'm going to leave this job when it would be stupid for me to stay because I'm making so much. Much better frame, right? Because most people go to this, leave the W-2, they go to scarcity. No, go to abundance. And right now, I may not know the next step, but it'll show up 100%. And the frames you want to focus on are the steps of the framework: success, time, money, yourself, and the process. So every day align with success. Yes, I'm going to be successful. I'm going to make more money and find a job I love. Yep. Time. Yep. I've got all the time I need. Life always tells me what to do at the right time. Money. Yeah. I'm open to making more money. It's going to happen. Money is on its way to me right now. It's just not at the part of the process where it's in my bank account. My past, alignment with myself. Yeah. My past, it got me here. My future, my life. I love myself. It's amazing. And then the process of life. Yes. My process grows and expands. And I always learn new things along the way. I never get stuck for too long because I always break through. Those are frames that detach you from the reactionary present moment to put you into a in control present moment. So then it's like, what are the fundamentals I need to consistently do when I architect my present that are going to generate the results? Well, number one, being in the right frame where they will happen. Number two, taking the inspired action that comes up and looking for the opportunities, because you have had a very clear communication with life giving you examples. And if it's stopped, that's just a different phase of that, or life is learning to talk to you differently because you learned how to talk to life at this frequency, but as you went up, you didn't hear it again. So you just need to, I always talk to life. I hear from life. It must be talking differently. So I'm just going to be patient until I understand what's happening next. It's all frames. So the game is to get out of reaction to what we don't want by aligning with the frame of what we do, and then use that frame to create the day that you want, the present you want. Because architecting the present is really about architecting how you feel, because that's the frequency of you that life is responding to.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can definitely see where you said that I've been trying to solve where I'm at and what I'm in. And that's what I've been trying to do over this last month, is basically, when trying to be more present and enjoy where I am and my starting point and enjoy the present, then I've been trying to almost force myself to, tell myself, you love your job, these different types of things to solve, like you said, at the micro level, rather than trying to go bigger picture at the macro level. And I think in trying to do that and trying to focus so small on where I think I'm feeling this and not getting the plan exactly how I want, or like you say, life started talking to me one way and then all of a sudden it's not talking to me the same exact way. So I've been in, reaction solve mode. Oh, okay. There's a problem here. I need to solve this. And I think that's what's been leading me to feeling like this stuck feeling, or doubt starting to creep up. Mm-hmm. So I just have to frame shift.
Have to frame shift? Yes.
Okay.
Micro to macro. Create the certainty at the macro level. The easiest way to create that certainty is with a decision. I am on the right path, because if I wasn't, I would figure it out. How do I know? Because I won't stop until I do. So let's do a repeat after me to clear this up. So repeat after me. I take full ownership of my life and everything in it.
I take full ownership of my life and everything in it.
I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be.
I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be.
And I choose to believe. That I love where I'm at right now.
That I love where I'm at right now.
Because I am going to be wildly successful in the future.
Because I am going to be wildly successful in the future.
I am successful now.
I am successful now.
But I'm going to be even more financially successful in the future.
But I'm going to be even more financially successful in the future.
Because I'm not going to stop until I do.
Because I'm not going to stop until I do.
And if I lose the path for a moment.
And if I lose the path for a moment.
All I have to do is remember that I always find the path.
Is remember that I always find the path.
And if I don't know what to do next.
And if I don't know what to do next.
I just need to remember. I can take the action that's in front of me.
I can take the action that's in front of me.
Or take a break. It doesn't matter what I do.
It doesn't matter what I do.
Because what I do next.
Will
continue to move forward into alignment. So stopping temporarily doesn't do anything. Do anything bad.
Doesn't do anything bad.
In fact, pausing and slowing down helps me get into better alignment. And in better frequency alignment with what I want. Because action doesn't create reality. Frequency creates reality. That is a fact. I believe that 100%. I take ownership of anything contradictory to this. And I release it all now. So, how's that?
Yeah, I already feel a lot better. Already feeling like a weight lifting off of my shoulder, darkness starting to lift, I guess. But yeah, I'm already after this conversation starting to feel better. Absolutely.
Excellent. Okay, so you good?
Yeah, I feel great.
Excellent.
Much better.
All right, Stephen. Great to talking to you today. I'll talk to you soon. I hope you enjoyed this coaching session. To take advantage of the power of coaching, go to freeintrosession.com and you can book in a complimentary Do the Impossible goal setting session with my team. Until our next episode, when we continue this dive into the evolution of greatness and aligning with the most amazing life ever. I'm Jason Drees with the Do the Impossible podcast. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.